happy friends. Nana K here with NanaKDesigns.com and the Ultra Book Nook on Etsy.com. We are now on part 2 of making the covers for our signatures. Again, we're working on the 'Tis the Season. We have made 3 signatures. Our original intent was to make one large Christmas journal, but I decided I didn't want one large one. I'm making 3 small journals out of the signature that we made during these tutorials. Okay, we had started on part 1. I showed you how to take a cereal box, cover it with fabric, and make your base cover and strengthen it up with the Tyvek material. So that's where we are. Everything's nice and dry. It's a semi-hard cover, still flexible, but semi-hard. So we're going to go on now and prepare the insert that will go into the spine and with the signature attached to it. So here's how I do that. I get me another piece of my card that's going to fit in the center. I cut it down to make sure that when I close my book, that it's going to nestle right inside that area. And I'm thinking this one might be just a sliver too wide. For safety reasons, I am going to cut it down just a tiny bit if this darling machine of mine will do it. So I'm going to put it right there, and you know, it's not even straight. So we are going to trim it down just a tiny bit. I better look again because it might be that the bottom's not straight. There we go. All right, we're gonna. I didn't really cut anything off it, so let me move it over just a little more. I don't want a lot, but I do want it nestled tight down inside the folds here. All right, looks like we did get our slither off. It wasn't much, but that's what I've taken off. It can make all the difference in the world of how well it nuzzles down. Plus, we're actually going to add fabric to it. So I'm looking at this, and it is in there. And it's, okay, so that's got that. So I've got it broke down to the size of now. This is a 2-inch spine, and this is just a one little slither less than the 2 inches. All right, so here we go. Now I'm going to put my cover on. This is going to lay onto my cardboard like this. And I will make this edge pretty, and I will pull this edge over. And the way it's going to do is going to lay into here after, and we're going to tie the signature to it and then lay it in here. Okay, so let's just go. Better to show you than to try to tell you. And I did a bad boo-boo yesterday. I left my top off my beautiful brand new bottle of Fabri-Tac. And I sure hope it's not made it too tacky, but so far it's good. But I got to make sure I put that lid back on this thing. And yes, I'm using right much glue. I want it strong. I'm putting my lid back on right now, so while I'm thinking about it. All right, and I'm going to flip this over. It doesn't have to be directly in the center or anything because these wings are going to get covered up. But I do want a good tight seal. So I'm going to take my trusty little blade here and just smooth it down. And I don't care that maybe the glue is bleeding a little bit through this time because this is all going to be hidden. But I do want a good smooth surface, so I take a few extra minutes to really pull this down. And again, what I am going to do is when I finish prepping this, I am going to sew my signature right down to this wing, this little wing flap I'm going to make. All right, we're pretty much down there, I think. All right, so we want to add glue right across here. all the way across because I want it to seal all the way over. And you can sew this if you wish. I'm just not going to because I can't do that on my video, and I really want you guys to see how I do this. And the bad thing about all this is I can change my mind. But I think this is the route I'm going to go. I just heard a truck start. I'm over at my shop at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm a little eerie of sounds because nobody in the neighborhood's awake, and just heard a truck crank. But I guess my neighbor has to go to work early too. Yeah, that's life. At least there are people that still believe they have to work. There are so many that do not think they have to work. I do not know what these people are thinking that just think they don't have to work. How they feel like they are ever going to survive, I don't know. Somebody's got to make money. So, I don't know. All right, I'm going in there again, and I look like I'm fitting nice and nicely. See? Nicely. When we put our, how nice and neat that's going to look when we put our signature in. And then when we put our, this is the paper that I have chosen to cover this in. So there that goes. All right, not sure I'm going to sew my signature in online, on video. I'm just not even sure that that's what I want to do because it is a strain to do, but I may try. I will have to find, okay, I've got my yarn. I'm going to test this because, you know, if you watch any of my videos, you'll see we had a little strength problem with some of my yarn earlier. All right, going to go and get my trusty little kit, spine kit here. This is my little spine kit. Get my pokey tools out. My clips. I should have one more pokey tool. But I got two more. I don't need four though, but I'm going to pull them out. And I'm going to get my needle. I'm going to lay it on my sponge right here so I won't lose it. All right. So we're getting ready to go now. Go to my center fold. And she's quite thick. That's not my center. That's not my center. I got to find the center. There's my center. Okay. Yes, we already stitched this together, but we're going to do it again. This time I may do 5 stitch holes. I'm trying to think a minute. I think I am going to bring it through. This time I'm going to make my string tie on the inside. Okay. I think everybody's following me on that. I hope you are. Okay. So we're going to go with 5. So it'd be one's going to punch. I'm going to go back through this one, this one, this one, but I'm going to add an additional one here and here. I really don't like tying to the same ones, but so that hole is okay. It's still secure. This one's going to have to be redone a little because you got a string there, and I got to just make sure I've got it where I can get all the way through. And this one. Now I'm going to come middle way in between and do a new one. Right there on my spine. I'm going to leave my, I'm not going to leave it in. I think I'm tight enough on here. I'm going to go ahead and clip my book together with my paper clip here and here. Little paper clips to keep everything kind of steady. And then we're going to go right through the spine again. And see, because I didn't let all that bulk on that spine, I've got a lot to grab. It's easier to grab right now. It's not so much bulk. Okay. And I can't remember. Is it in, out, in, out? Guys, I'm trying to think what hole I start with. I want to say I start with one of the ends, but I got to think a minute. If I go in, out, in, back around, back in, back out. No, I'm going to start in the middle. Okay, we're starting in the middle because that's where I want my string to tie. My string needs to be about 3 times the size of my book. So remember that. If you guys remember, I told you that it makes it easier for me to thread my string if I put a little glue on the tip of it. It just flattens it out really nicely when you squeeze it between your fingers. Got to get my glasses on though so I can see. Spent thousands of dollars for cataract surgery on my eyes, and I still have to put on reading glasses. Didn't quite solve all the problem, but that's okay. We're good. Okay, went through the hole that way. Coming back through this one in the middle. Oh, no, you're not. I'm about to leave out a step here, guys. The most important step. That's putting it here. All right, so I've got to look at it this way first. Sorry, guys. I've got to measure this. So you should be at 2, and your halfway mark is right here. I really need I want to do this one. I started saying I'm going to use my black pen, but I really do not want my line to show up. And I've got that bad pencil. I need to throw that one in the garbage. Okay, I've got a little bit of a pencil mark there. Let me make sure again. Okay, and then come to the top and do the same thing. Find my corner. Get my ruler out on that corner. Put my next line here. And then take my ruler here. And put it on right on the line. Close as you can to the center, guys. I'm not going to say it has to be perfectly in the center. Now, if we were doing a larger spine, we would do the same technique on the larger spine, but we'd space it out evenly and do, if we're doing all 3 signatures, you put 1, 2, 3 lines. This is my line that I want my book to go in, okay? And I didn't do my pokey hole through, so I might be regretful. And if I can get this first one done, I'll probably be in good shape. Okay, there. Then put it right on that line and push that needle through. So that's your first. This is really tedious, guys. I'm not going to tell you. It's something that you will have to get a knack for as you go along. Okay, then I'm going to take this string right here and attach it with another clip to hold it, so maybe I won't pull it out too easily. Okay, that's where you'll have to have strong little clips. I do recommend those little quilting clips. They work really well. Okay, and you don't have to worry so much about tying it just yet. Now my problem is I do have to have my holes done, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to get my book. Let's see. Lay right back down on this, where it's supposed to be. Okay, and guys, you see where my holes are? I'm going to give myself a little indicator by drawing a kind of a big circle there at each spot that I poke through. That will help me know where my needle's got to come in on this one. Because I'm coming from the back side, I got to be able to see it. I'm going to go up. I'm going to try to find. Let me get it started. All right, I've got to get it in there. I should have done on both sides so I could find. You know what? Let's do it the right way. This way and poke them holes in there. There's that one. There's that one. Then you got no more problem with this. I cannot find that last one. Exactly. Yeah, there it is. I thought it was, but it was so red I couldn't see. All right, I got my holes in. Now, not the right way, the common sense way. This way. Okay, through here. And the further you stitch it, the a little bit harder it gets to do. Okay. Okay, then you're going to come right back through this hole. Try not to cross your threads. Try not to let them cross. Try not to let the needle go through the thread itself, because you can't tighten it if you do. That's just your warning, guys. Same thing here. Try not to cross your threads over or put your needle through your prior thread, because you want to keep being able to pull and tighten, pull and tighten, pull and tighten. All right, we're going to skip the middle and jump all the way down to this one. Okay, skip the middle one, go all the way down to this one. Okay. Go down here to this bottom one, and I can't see it because of this thread. Let me go back and find it. It's a little bigger because there's fabric there. It wasn't as easy to see, but I found it. Through. Get my center. I'm gonna hold here. But my book hasn't slipped. It has. Okay, we'll find it. If you ever have that problem happen, all you got to do is close your book, put this back through, don't move your book, and slide your needle in. It usually goes right back where it's supposed to, but for some reason I'm missing it, this one. Straight in, I got to go straight in. Yeah, I keep missing it, I don't know why. I always have a little problem when I always have a little more problem when I get towards this end. It's just not wanting to go through that last page. And I do not want to pinch my thread. All right, where is it coming in at? Why am I? Okay, it's missing about one page. One page. There we go. All right, so we're there. Okay, I am going to go in and keep pulling and tightening, checking my string. You know, I don't know if you've watched any of my videos, but you listen for that popping sound. I go back down in this one. Try not to cross your threads over. Got to get back through without crossing our threads, without tying knots. Try not to stick the needle to the thread. Okay, and now we're going to come after we look to make sure we're kind of tight. I'm going to pull as tight as I can. I'm getting a good tightness. I'm going back through that center, guys. Again, trying not to stick this needle through any of the threads. As you see, my thread on the front is really pulling. Okay, let's go back in and look at it. Make sure we didn't slide. I see the pokey tool coming through. Just got to make sure it's going. And I've got thread in the way here from where we tied that bow prior. Guys, I hope my head's not in your way. And it's a shame I don't get to this last piece and find out my book's shifted. But if it did, we're still going to get this through. We're going to get it through there. All right, I've got it in this piece. Okay, now I've got there's the hole right there. This is where I say it gets awkward, and especially if I'm trying to do it on video, because I'm trying to stay in video and I need to get it here where I can see it. That's the problem. Do not want it to go into any of the thread. And I didn't get my center on good. But I'll get it, guys. There it goes. And see, I've not caught the thread. That's what I did not want to do. Okay. Now we're in the center. we have our 2 threads. We're going to pull, make sure we're tight, tight, tight. This one here, the one that you're sewing with, needs to come up under this one, like that. This one needs to stay this way. You should have a thread loose in the middle between the 2. You can see that, guys. See that loose thread? It should be on underneath that one right there and in that center. Now you can just pull this off. Put your needle where you won't lose it. Go ahead and put it up. All right, now I'm going to tie a knot. One time. Again, checking my threads. I'm going to put a dot of glue right there in the center. I'm going to tie another knot. Again. Then that glue. I'm going to tie my little bow, which is not necessary if you don't want the bow. Don't have to have the bow. Okay. And I do my bow twice. And twice. Yeah, it makes a little bulk in the center there, but that's okay. That's the last of the bulk we'll be adding to the book. Then I pull my string down like so, cut off the excess, and what I will have here is I will put some kind of little charm at the end. Okay, our spine is now got an attachment to it. Nice and strong, okay? Next step, pull your trusty little cover over here. I want my PVA glue. I want this. This is my flexible glue. Remember I told you this glue kind of, I guess, flexible, and I do smooth it out because I don't want it to spread all out the sides. It's probably going to anyway. Remember, your thing is not all the way to the top. You made it a little bit shorter than my spine. Well, hopefully you did. And just as an extra precaution, I will do a couple of strands, nothing big. I just will do a couple of strands of my Fabri-Tac mixed in with that, because this takes a while to dry, okay? Now, pulling my fabric up, I'm going to lay it in. Lay it in. Okay, so that is that step. Press down. Press across the back here. Pressing down. Okay. Now, guys, I really don't want to do a whole lot more right now. I've got everything pressed in. That's laid in now. Make sure it's straight. Okay, guys, you now have your signature in your book. And you really could have gone with a little less than a 3-inch spine, but this still gives you plenty of room to add stuff more to this journal. And you're still nowhere near an alligator mouth. This is just a very nice size little journal here. So you got plenty of room now to go in and add more of our bulky signatures or inserts. And I may do some now. We still have one more step. One more step. I want this to dry, though. Definitely want this to dry. Probably going to cut some of this excess, but just be careful if you're cutting any of this excess off, that you're not cutting any of the knots. That's not going to hurt anything on your book. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to put your pages down. So we're going to use this paper. This is called Rouge or Rojo or Red, okay? Definitely a Michaels product, I'm sure. Looking at the cover of this is something I got from Michaels. This is a brand. Yeah, Recollections. That's what I was thinking. It's the Recollections brand. And of course, I bought this and had it in storage for a while. Okay. It's a medium cardstock. It's not real heavy. Really, the heavier you can put on here, the better off you are. But again, that's just a matter of preference, okay? What you're going to do at this point, it's just right here. I'm going to measure this. I'm not sure I'm going to put it all the way up to my signature, but no, you don't want it past, yeah. You don't want it past where you're going to bend at. Okay, this needs to stay open. It's fine. Put it right here. And guys, you have plenty of room to put another signature there. But that is for certain. There is room to put another small signature there and another small in there. And I might eventually, if I can do that, I don't know. Or before you make the cover, reduce your spine to just, I made a 2-inch, reduce your spine to 1.5 inches maybe. You might could even get away with 1.25 inches, and that's going to be a little tighter fit in here. That's strictly up to you. I like having extra space because there's so many things I can add to that, and I can add so much more bulk to my book. All right, so we want this to cover about there, I think, and I want it cut about here. I want everything covered. So let me get my trusty blade. I am not going to glue this down real tight. I'm going to glue it down some, but I want this to be able to slide. When you're opening the book, you want this to be able to slide just a little bit. Okay, I've got my panel cut for this side. And I'm going to tell you something, you might as well plan on measuring both sides. Don't think you can cut this and just cut the other one the exact same size. It doesn't always work. So you better make sure that you're checking your panel. Okay, that's going to go right there. And I just want to make sure that it's covered what I want it to cover, and that looks pretty good. So that's going to be the cover. I'll probably come in and put a pretty pocket or something right here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a cover. Pocket, maybe. All right, so let's go in and glue this piece down a little bit. Because I still want it to be somewhat flexible. I'm not going to, because I'm going to glue on top of that. I don't want it to be hard as a rock. I want it to be flexible a little bit. So as I'm opening and closing my book, the fabric can go with it. This is why I don't use paper here, because if you do, you got to glue your paper down, and you don't get that, what I call that flow of movement. You got to have a little bit of movement in the book. Just that down a little bit. Come over here. I want my panel right about here. Okay. This one you do want all these edges tight as you can get all these edges. And you want it really glued down. Try not to get my sleeve in this glue. You want this glue down tight though, guys. And used to, I did go in with my PVC glue, PVA glue, and spread it real smooth. I'm not doing that with this one, and so we'll just see how it works out. But I did just get glue on the front of that, and that does not look good, so Make sure if you get glue on, you rub it off before it dries. My little stinky fingers. It's probably because I got it on my sleeve and I don't realize it, but like I say, I'm going to put a pocket on the inside cover anyway, so I'm not worried about that. I'm going to glue it down. Glue it down, glue it down, glue it down. And what you see me doing is rubbing the Fabri-Tac glue. It's a tacky glue, so you can rub it off before it dries. It kind of rolls up in a ball. But it sure did get on my cover, so I am definitely going to have to do some decorating on this red panel. I sure didn't want to, but I'm going to have no choice. All right. Once we put a big pocket there, nobody will see it but me. All right, so that one's done on that side. We're going to come over here and do the same thing on this side. We want it to come right along here. Let's see, where's the fold? There's the fold. So we want to cut it. I want a little bit of that lace showing on that edge there. I want a little bit of space there. Nice and straight. Pull it up right there. There's my fold. Cut it there. First piece. And we're going to come and measure this one right belly. Yeah. All right, we got this panel ready. Put down. I'm going to over this glue just a little bit. Okay. Try not to get it on the front. Be aware that you be on your fingers. Make sure you got your wiper close by. Yeah, that one done better. And I'm still in spite of myself, got a little bit. Make sure your blade's clean. That's the other thing. If it's on your blade, it's going to do the same thing. Smooth, smooth it, smooth it. And I'll do it again. I must have got glue from up here and when I come across this blade, so every time you swipe, wipe. Swipe and wipe. I think we're good. So we're going to decorate the inside cover. All right, guys, that's my base cover done. We've not done the decorating on the outside, but that is actually putting the cover together for you and getting your signature sewn in. So here's your book. It opens nice and flat. That's why having a little extra spine has given you plenty of room to open, close. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Even if we didn't do another thing to it, I like it, but we're going to definitely decorate the cover. I may go in here and do a top pocket on the front and a side pocket on the back. It's called a cover pocket. That's something I learned from Kate Maurer. She does cover pockets. I like having a pocket, so I may put a pocket here and with a big pull-out journal card or tag. If you want to do any decorating here, you can. But again, this is letting your book open. You can actually open your book and do writing. This book is really nice, and again, you still got plenty of room to put more stuff in. I've got room to add more inserts, more designs. I can sit here with it folding out. That was a pocket. We're going to go ahead and glue that down because that's not necessary on this end. So I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to finish up this book offline. And when it is ready to show you the final flip through, we'll come in and do all 3 books. But we're going to decorate this just a little bit more. But anyway, guys, that is the basis of the cover. I'm going to do 2 more covers. I'm not going to try to do them on video. I think you got the hang of it. It's turned out beautiful, nice and smooth. Very Christmassy looking. I love it. This is Nana Kay signing off. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. And join me daily now. I'm trying pretty much to do videos on a daily basis. I might skip one or 2 days a week, depending on my schedule. But please stay with me and visit again. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.